Just give me 2 minutes. People should join. We'll start in 1-2 minutes. Just wait for him 1 or 2 minutes. We'll start. Thirty more seconds. We'll start. Abhishek, you live on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's live, Vishal.
Okay, I'm just wait for 2 minutes. Oh, okay, so let me start. First of all, thank you so much for joining. Yesterday we discussed few sessions, like few topics we discussed. We started from what exactly the table is, what is SQL is, and I'm always telling you one thing to everyone who wants to change or want to go for interview, right? The one motto is that you have to go topic by topic. Don't go random. Like today you think that you know everything and start learning any topic or procedure. Tomorrow you'll start views. Next you start learning performance tuning. Next day start learning packages. Next day cursors. That will never help, and nobody will get selected, that for sure. If you want to get selected, start from topic by topic, each topic one by one. Never go randomly. Go from YouTube, Google, any document, whatever you want, but go from topic by topic. Prepare a chart. Start with one topic, go with each one, with all permutation combination of question that is possibly asked in the interview. Because when that question comes, you definitely able to answer all the questions. That is the motto of cracking the interviews, because there is no as such recipe. The only recipe is your success and the planned preparation. Random preparation will never help. I know many people who are just preparing from last 1 year. I have 12, 13, 14 groups on WhatsApp, thousands of people on my Facebook, and I know many people who pinged me 2 years before that, Vishal, what is the answer of this? They're still pinging me after 2 years, Vishal, what is the answer of this? The reason is you don't have a planned preparation. They are just preparing. So they are just preparing will never help. Prepare with a motto. Prepare with what exactly you are going to give in the interview. Yesterday we discussed. I hope you all received the notes. Whatever we discuss, you all receive the notes. I give you the link how to prepare, how to create your username and password here. This link will work. Go here, create an account here. It's a free tool. You all have to use that tool. To create your account. We discuss about all the topics. We discuss about DML, DCL. We discuss about these DDL questions. I hope you all go through. Please go through the notes. It may be possible you find some grammatical mistake. That's okay. It may be possible that you find some spelling mistake. That's okay. But what I'm trying to deliver, I deliver you all. See that one? Ping me personally 1-to-1 if any confusion. We discuss about all the questions. We discuss about where, varchar 2. This question come in interview. Remember, this will be the answer. There is no difference between varchar and varchar 2, but we don't have to use varchar because this is for the future use. Oracle is reserved is for future use, for storing some other type of data. Still, it is in development stage, right? If you create a table with varchar, Oracle automatically convert it to varchar 2. So focus on this answer. This never go any bogus websites to prepare any question answer type of thing, right? Because when you start answering in the interview will let you know in just few minutes that you just come from Google, right? This negative precision will learn 5. Some people can ask me the question, right? Vishal, can I create ID number 5,100? Means you should try to do this table. That am I able to create it? Let's see this. Like one person ping me on my WhatsApp. Let me, I'm creating it here. I just want to repeat this question. That Vishal, can I create a table like this? ID number 5,100. Means before asking this question, you can also try that one. First of all, very simple, right? These are random questions that nobody will ask. First of all, you know the range of number is -84 to 127. If you create this table, it will give you error. Number scale out of range -84 to 127. If you make it -80, that will be created. is no problem at all, because the range is minus 84 to 127. Nobody, never, chances of asking 0%. So you must have to know what you need to learn. You are not here for do PhD, right? You are here to just crack an interview, make your package double and triple and fourth times. Many people in the batch who make their package double, triple, four times is very common. Focus what you need to read. Does not matter. You can just go and start and learning anything. It's not like that. One question people can ask me that Vishal, can I create 5 comma minus 2? Let's see this example I gave yesterday. Give me one more example. I don't want you to be drop table first, drop table test. I'm dropping this table first. Question will be, Vishal, I create a table 5 comma minus 2. What does it 5 comma minus 2? If you open my notes, I will tell you this minus 2 means what? If I create a table with negative precision, this minus 2 means nearest 100. Minus 2 means nearest. This example we discussed yesterday, right? I hope you all remember this. Whoever, and I'm just expecting you all that you all can go through the notes. 5 comma minus 2. This minus 2 means nearest 100. Minus 3 means nearest 1000. 2 means 2 times 0, nearest 100. Like this, I'm inserting this data, it automatically convert to this. Interview question, they will not ask you negative precision. Never. Chances of asking negative precision is maybe 5-10%. Interviewer will ask you the question, they will make a story that I have a table and I want to insert a data. User can insert any random data, but I want my table will take only the the round value of 1000, the round value of 100, something like that. Interviewer will ask. Means you actually, user will insert something, you want to convert it something. It means your data type should be minus 2, nearest 100, minus 3, nearest 1000, right? Let's see this here. Question will be, Vishal, can I insert this data? Insert into test PL US values. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 records. Total 7 digit of length. When I make it nearest 100, understand it here. When I make it nearest 100, this 2 becomes 0, 0. Agree everyone? Minus 2 means nearest 100. Nearest 100. This becomes 0, 0. So how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 digits. This is 5. It is value is allowed. 1 row inserted. Value allowed. I am going here. Select start from test. Here you can confuse that Vishal, I am inserting 7 records. Actually, you are not inserting second 7. The last 2 become 0, 0. Last total 5 digit will be allowed, rest all zeros. Total 5 digit is allowed, rest all zeros. For example, suppose I can make one more digit 8. When I make one more digit 8, then what happened? This 2 becomes 0, 0. So nearest 100 will be 700. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Total digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 digit. That value not allowed. It will give error. Error actually. I hope you got the question, got the concept, right? So this is the concept of negative precision. One question asking, but chances of asking this type of question is very less. So focus what need to learn rather than anything what is started, just keep learning. It's not like this. Focus, you have to crack the interview. We learn about this negative precision. We'll learn about modified table. Remember this, when this question will become in the interview, you have to answer. That increasing length is very easy, straightforward. But the size reduction, it will check each and every record of the database. It will be slow and time-taking process, advisable and downtime only. This line you have to answer. Remember, how to answer is very important rather than what to answer. Add column, we learn. Interviewer question, I will tell you what happened if my table already contains millions of record and still you want to insert a value. That's okay. That come with null. That come with null. New column, add with null values. Suppose if we want to add a new column, that column cannot be null. I can make a default. Interview question come here, drop column. When they're asking drop column, you have to give this particular whole funda. Whatever written here, you have to explain at the time of interview. That dropping is not a solution. If you try to drop a column, my table contains millions of rows, it will take a long time to run. It block other changes to the table. So application may be unstable while this run. Better option is to make a column unused. Better option is to make this column unused. Alter table, table name, set unused column. Then you have to explain to the interviewer, because see, the date when you will learn about performance tuning, some people can ask me that, Vishal, what, give me performance tuning lecture. If I give you performance tuning lecture right now, you are just going to memorize everything what Vishal is explaining. And once you go through all this session, when it comes to performance tuning part, you actually start understanding rather than memorizing. So try to focus, understand all basic concept. These all will be helpful at the time of doing all this performance tuning and all big chapters, the big database advanced concept, you can say. Dropping a column take a lot of time. This is tuning. Rather than dropping, we can make it unused. What is it? This is an instant operation. No matter how many rows in the table, it will take the same amount of time. This is because it does not physically remove the column from the database. This answer you have to give. Invisible columns, we learned about invisible column. We learned the concept. This is the question. If you want to add a new column on a specific position without dropping the table, we can make it invisible, visible, because when it make invisible, column ID will be gone. No ID assigned. Rest won't come up. Able to solve this question as well. We'll discuss all this scenario. Let's start today. There is one more question coming in the interview. That is also a concept. This concept is called the concept of virtual columns. Let me go it here. Virtual columns. Nobody will ask you what is virtual column. Chances of asking directly virtual columns is very less, right? Interview question will be like this: that my table contains 4 columns. See the scenario based question. I'm again saying 40% questions in interview that depend upon your base concept. Does not matter experience is 1 year or 20 year. 40% questions are base concept, because and in every day in your project, 60% of your work in any project is depends upon your base concept. That's why base concept is very important. When you go for interview, out of this 40%, if you miss any one single answer, you are not get selected. That is for sure. This is binary, 0 or 1. You must have to give all answers for basic concept. You get 2 questions on query writing, 2 to 3 questions on advanced concept, and 1 question on performance tuning. This is the total, how exactly the paper comes at the time of interview. Exactly same, right? Let's say this question on the virtual column, how the question will ask in the interview. Interview ask you a question like this: that I have a table. My table contains 4 columns. My table contains 4 columns, for example, right? Suppose column 1. पता नहीं टाइम से क्यों नहीं ज्वाइन करते हैं लोग. 4 columns. My column, suppose column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Interviewer is saying, I want to insert data in, some user inserting data in column 1, column 2, column 3. And I don't want to make any operation. I want this column 4 should be auto-populated with any formula. Suppose C1 plus C2 plus C3. Whatever data inserted here, whatever data inserted here, whatever data inserted here, these all data will be automatically added and insert here, C1 plus C2 plus C3. This is called the concept of virtual columns. How to do that? They will ask, I hope you all understand the question. Let me repeat it again. The question is, my table has 4 columns. I want to insert data in only 3 columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3. And I want the 4th column will be auto-populated by the sum of this, or C1 by C2 plus any formula. Any formula user can, interviewer can tell you. The logic is, I am not populating C4, but C4 should be auto-populated. What to do that? How to do that? This is the concept of virtual column. Let's see the example directly. Right? I hope that is more easy for you to understand. So I'm getting a table. Take table person. Just making, suppose ID underscore 1, that is number, comma ID underscore 2, that is number, comma ID underscore 3, that is number, comma ID underscore 4, any 4th column, ID underscore 4. I don't have to tell what is the data type. So I'm simply writing it here, generated always as ID underscore 1 plus ID underscore 2 plus ID underscore, ID underscore 3. And in last, I'm writing a virtual. That's it. Let me try to create it. What is happening? A table created. A table created, person table, where ID1 is a number column, ID2 is a number column, ID3 is a number column, ID4 will be generated always as the formula what you want. Just make it virtual, virtually generated. The best part is here. Let's see this here. I'm writing insert into person values 1, 2, 3. Let's see this example first. not enough values. Not enough values. Why this error is coming? Database is pure English. Not enough value. Something is not enough. In my this table, I have 4 columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. If my table contains 4 columns, at the time of insertion, also it expecting 4 columns. If it is, I mentioned in the study notes as well, if you see. If you don't have to do that, I have to make it here all the column name, id underscore 1, comma id underscore 2, comma id underscore 3. I'm inserting this 3 values. Data inserted. I go select star from person. Let's see this example. See what happened. See the concept of virtual column. ID1 is 1. What is this 6? 1 plus 2 plus 3. This becomes 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3. This becomes 6. Are you got it? Understand this example? This 6 will be auto-populated. This column will be auto-populated. Here interviewer will ask you one question. See, always questions comes from the question. They can ask you, okay, suppose my table is already there. Here what happened? I add this table. I added this particular column at the time of table creation. Suppose my table already there and I want, suppose my table contains millions of record. That's okay. I want, can I add a column here? Can I add a column here? And when this column will be added, that column will be auto-populated. It is possible. Means can I add the comments? I will add a new column, and that column will be virtual column. Here we learn about at the time of table generation. Let's see this. I can make it here again. I'm writing here create table T1. Suppose I think column 1 is a number column. Sorry, number column. My column created. But my question is, I'm adding a table. See this. Alter table T1. Add column 2. Number generated always as. Let's make any formula. Column 1 plus 1. Simple. Table altered. I'm inserting here. Insert into T1. In column 1 values, I'm inserting 1. 1 row inserted. Select star from T1. You can see the data. The concept of virtual column is what? Virtual column is a column which data will be populated virtually. We don't have to populate the data. If I have a scenario that I want, depend upon the already written data, if you want something to make that particular value as a virtual, right? To make that particular value as a virtual column, right? The data populated with some concept, the data populated with some calculation, like ID1 plus ID2 plus ID3, or ID1 plus 1, or ID1 divided by ID2, anything. I can make it simple. Generated always as, and then your formula. You can add it at the time of table creation, or you can add it alter as well. Anything you can do. This totally work. Next question. Can I make this virtual column as invisible? Means I make something for my calculation, but I don't want anybody can do that. Simple. Alter table T1. Modify column 2. Invisible. This column 2 become invisible. Means the virtual column can be invisible. I'm writing here select star from T1. What is happening? Star means I cannot see column 2. Is 1. Means I can make that column as invisible as well. So remember the concept. The question comes like this. I have a table that contains 4 columns. Interviewer asks a scenario based question like this. My table contains 4 columns and I want the only populate data in 3 columns. And the 4 will be auto populated with some formula. I have a formula, but I don't want to write a script for this. I want the data as soon as user populate 3 values, my 4th value will be auto populate. Yes, you can do that if you make that column as a virtual column. This is the concept. I hope you understand the concept of virtual columns. This simply just make your formula convertible. Now I'm going to discuss one of the most important question at the time of interview. Your experience will be 2 years or 10 years or 20 years. You will get this question. How to answer that I'm going to focus here. This question I am considering one of the most important question, delete, drop, truncate. If I just ask you, At least I'm expecting 99% of you able to answer me the difference between delete, drop, and truncate. That I can expect. I can expect if you know about SQL, the first thing what we learn in the SQL, right? The first thing what we learn in the SQL is difference between delete, drop, and truncate. You all can answer. Very easy. I'm not going to answer any bookish questions. I will give in the notes, don't worry. But I'm expecting you all know that so delete is a DML command, truncate is a DDL command, right? Delete can be rollback or need commit, but truncate is because the DDL command truncate will be auto committed. We cannot add any where condition into the truncate command, but we can add where condition into delete command, right? These all I think you all know that. I'm just expecting you all know that. I will send you all these answers at the time of when I send you the notes. You all know that the delete is a DML command. When writing delete, then we must need either rollback or commit. Otherwise, it will be transaction specific, session specific. We must have to do commit because remember, insert, update, delete, DML command. DML must followed by commit or rollback. We must truncate. We don't need it. In delete, we can make where condition. Only specific data should be deleted. But truncate, there is no where condition. All data will be gone. Drop, structure gone. In truncate, structure not gone. Only data gone. This all we know that. But at the time of giving interview, you can explain all these answers. After explaining, you have to give two answers. I will give you in the notes answer number 1, 2, difference between delete and truncate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the some points. The difference between delete and truncate point number 6 will be in the same way you have to answer. It must be point number 6 because when you say this answer, truncate is much faster than delete. And the next answer you have to give number 7 is truncate will reset HWM but delete will not. So this is what is happening. I'm telling you with my personal experience, and this is what happened at the time of interview. At the time of interview, when you define all the differences between delete, drop, and delete, truncate, all answers, whatever I'm giving answer, delete is DML, required, where clause, commit, rollback, these answers available everywhere. Each and every website, each and every top 50 interview questions. Anybody saying something? Okay. Each and every, anybody saying something? If you are saying something else, please let me know. Okay. Delete and truncate, everybody, this, or you can give the answer. But at the time of interview, you have to say that truncate is much faster than delete. When you say truncate is much faster than delete, interviewer definitely ask you why. When you say truncate will reset the HWM but delete will not, interviewer next question is what is HWM? Here you think why I'm telling you all to give this answer. Why I'm telling you all to give this answer? Because you know what your motto is at the time of interviewer is not your friend. At the time of interview, your motto will be how to kill the time. He just randomly asks. Sometimes this question, delete and truncate, is so popular question. Chances of asking in the interview, 200% sure you are getting this question at the time of interview, difference between delete and truncate. Chances 200%. They definitely ask this question, but you can twist your answer so that he will ask another question. You can basically, ball comes in your court. You don't let him know that what question you should ask. You actually tell the interviewer that ask me this question. Here, when you give this answer, truncate is much faster than delete. You told interviewer to ask me why it is much faster. When you give this answer, truncate will reset HWM, but delete will not. You actually told the interviewer, ask me what is HWM. Actually, interviewer not asking anything. He just asked a random question, delete and truncate difference. But your answer lead him to ask a new question, what is. This is the trick at the time of interview, which you should utilize. In each and there are many topics like that. I will let you know in the further classes. There are so many questions comes at the time of interview where the ball comes in your court. When you get a full toss ball in a cricket, what you have to do? Or you got a free hit, what you have to do? Make a maximum, right? When you get a penalty corner at the time of soccer and hockey, what you will do? To convert into the goal. Same happen. When this question comes to you, just wait for these type of questions. I will tell you from each and every topic, I show you so many questions which comes in your court, and then it's your responsibility that you have to answer like this, that he will ask a question. And as soon as he come in your trap, he is gone. because he asks you what is HWM. Now understand it here. What is HWM? HWM means high watermark. You start explaining here. Here you can kill his 5 minutes and basically you will impress him with your answer. HWM is the high watermark. High watermark is the last block till where data is written. For example, high watermark is the last block till where data is written. For example, suppose this. This is my house. Suppose I am very rich person, right? I have a 10-bedroom house, right? 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom, 6 bedroom, 7 bedroom, 8 bedroom, 9 bedroom, 10 bedroom. I have a 10-bedroom house, right? And you have somebody is here. Suppose Abhishek is here, right? And Abhishek want to search where is Vishal. Abhishek want to search where is Vishal. Abhishek does not. Abhishek just know that Vishal reside in this house. That's it. What Abhishek will do? The chances of finding Vishal is Vishal can be in this room, here, 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 here. Each and every room, Abhishek will go and try to find Vishal. Where is Vishal? These all are the blocks where the possibility that data can be found. Because this room, this table contains so many blocks. Each and every block till where data is written is called high watermark. High watermark is the last block till where data is written. So Abhishek is here. So Abhishek just try to find out where is Vishal. Abhishek should go each and every room to find out is Vishal is here or not. This Abhishek will do. Suppose if there is a bulldozer will come, right? And he just make all my 10 bedrooms flat, just make it all gone. Who is joining so late? All is gone. If all is gone, he can just has a boundary. Abhishek should stand here and Abhishek can see from here itself Vishal in this boundary, here in this corner, or in this corner, or in this corner, or in this corner, because there is no as such bedroom, as such room left. So when we do truncate will reset the high watermark. Truncate will reset high watermark. Everything comes zero. I'm giving an example here. Right? Let's understand one example. These all examples you have to give an interview. Suppose I have a table. See this here. This is a table. Table contains data in a blocks. In starting, my high watermark is here. High watermark is a threshold value. Where is the data? Where is the data is? Where exactly data reside is a high watermark. Suppose my table contains here. Let me open it like this. The data coming here is called used blocks. And data is free, that is called free blocks. And your high watermark is this mark. This is HWM, high watermark is here. So when I search data, it just go till this high watermark and try to find out where is the data. It will never go, query never go to search in this free blocks. See here the data I'm inserting, for example, here. The data is here. I'm trying to insert here, for example, suppose 1000 rows. I insert 1000 rows. When I insert 1000 rows into the table, suppose inserting 1000 rows into the table. When I'm inserting 1000 rows into the table, my high watermark is shifted. For example, suppose data comes here, data comes here, data comes here, data comes here. Right? My high watermark shifted from here to here. Till where data is written, my high watermark is here. Suppose I'm inserting 500 more rows. See this example, everybody, 500 more rows. When I'm inserting 500 more rows, so what is happening? When I'm inserting 500 more rows, then what is happening? Let's say this here, this is my table. My table already contains data in 4 blocks. I inserted 500 more rows, 2 more blocks will be filled. My high watermark here came here. My high watermark is shifted. Now see what happened. Let's delete 1000 rows. I delete 1000 rows. Delete 1000 rows. When I'm deleting 1000 rows, let's see this here. This is my data. Here, all this data deleted. But still my high watermark is not shifted. High watermark is not shifted at all because you delete the data. Once you try to delete the record, your high watermark will not change. HWM will not change. But in case of truncate, high watermark change from here to here. This question comes in the interview sometimes. See this question, everybody, just listen to this question. That my table contains 1 million rows. Interview question, very, very good scenario this question. Please listen very carefully. My table contains 1 million rows. 1 million means 10 lakhs. The people are in India understand. 1 million means 10 lakh rows my table contains. When I write a select query, listen very carefully, very good scenario based question. When I write a select statement, my query will take suppose 30 seconds to read the data. 30 seconds to read the data. I deleted 9 lakhs records. Means 90% of the data I deleted. But when I run my select statement, it still took the same 30 seconds of the data, 30 seconds of the time. Why? See this interview question. Interview question. My table contains 1 million record. Let me know if anybody don't understand the question, please stop me. My speed will be faster for at least 5 sessions. When I'm doing this base concept, my speed will be a little bit faster. Once we move to the query, my speed becomes slow. So if any confusion anyone, you all can ping me personally, right? Or you can stop me here. After the 2 sessions, after this 4-hour session, when we create when we make everything will be going through, we can make you all can ping me WhatsApp, whatever the question is, you can prepare, you can do, no worry at all. But my speed will be faster for the first 5 sessions. If anybody don't understand the question, let me know. Scenario based question. My table contains 1 million rows, means 10 lakhs rows. I'm writing my select statement. My select statement take 30 seconds to read the data, fetch the data from this table. What is happening? I deleted 9 lakhs record. When I delete 9 lakhs record, 90% data deleted. Correct? Now my table contains only 1 lakh record. When it contains only 1 lakh record, then when I run a select statement, it's still taking same time, 30 seconds. Why? Because this is your answer to this question is nothing related to performance tuning. No. This question is nothing related to the performance tuning. This question is totally the concept of delete and truncate. Because the total high watermark is not reset yet. When the table contains 10 lakhs record, your high watermark is here. Once you deleted the record from this table, even all the data deleted from these blocks, data only till here, but still your high watermark left here. So when you run your select query will go to HWM, high watermark, till the last block where possibly data will be written. Where there is any possibility data can be found is high watermark. So query will go till the high watermark and it will take the same amount of time because it delete a statement. So understand it here. That this is because total the table high watermark is not reset after delete operation. Table high watermark will not reset after delete operation. That's why my query will take the same 30 seconds of time rather than make it quick. This will be the answer. And so how do I check high watermark? How check high watermark? So there is no as such SQL script. It will reveal the high watermark from a record table. But we can just assume by checking what is the last extent which will be allocated for the table, something like that. Which is the last extent which will be allocated to the table. You can just assume, but there is no as such easy SQL script by which you can find out where is the high watermark. The high watermark, understand it here, high watermark is just a simple free line. It's just a line which separate that you are used blocks, you are free blocks in a table. It just make a separation that you are free blocks, you are used block. The blocks above the high watermark, suppose this is HWM, the blocks above the high watermark is a free blocks, means ready to use. When there is a new data coming, the data coming here. The data will not, suppose we deleted the record here. These blocks are free, but data will not come here. Data insert into next block. Because this is a high watermark, data go here. This considers a free blocks. Data goes here, right? For example, suppose if you delete huge volume of record, right? Huge volume record we deleted, but the data will delete, but the blocks are not ready to use because the block are still below HWM. These blocks are not ready to use. The data goes into the next block, who are called free block, who are ready to use. At the same time, if you truncate the table, right? The data will delete and the used blocks will got above to the like the high watermark shifted from here to here, and you are simply use all the blocks. This is the reason that Dunkate will reset HWM but delete will not. When you give this answer, it will ask you question, what is HWM? HWM is the high watermark. And I hope you all understand it and you know how to crack interview, how to give answer. Never give chance to the interviewer to ask a question. You have to lead your own interview. I know many people who can interviewer can just able to ask 2 to 3 questions, that's all, because rest all questions. Okay, have you all played cricket? I hope in India everybody plays cricket, right? Or we can say just we are going to start a game, India versus Pakistan, in few minutes in Asia Cup, right? So we all know we all can play cricket. What is happening in cricket? Sometimes you can see a bowler will say, bowl to a batsman, right? Batsman hits somewhere and it take a catch by some player, and who is take the wicket? It will give the credit to the bowler. That bowler will take the wicket. Agree, everyone? Because bowler will force the batsman to hit there. Same thing you have to do at the time of interview. You have to force the interviewer to ask me this question because you told him to ask what is SWM. He is not in mood. He does not know what is SWM. He is not going to ask you SWM anymore. He just asks a simple question: what is delete versus truncate? Told him, ask me HWM. See what this bowler did. The bowler bowl in such direction, so this batsman will come front, take a hit, and go somewhere where my player already stand. He take a catch, and you are out. Same funda. Same funda. You have to lead your own interview. Some people can go to the interview, just ask somebody asking a question. They give 1 line answer, 2 line answer, and keep quiet. Then it means in the next 50 minutes, you are telling to the interviewer, ask me 25 questions. I am here. No, you don't have to tell them. Don't give any space. You have to lead. This is what you have to learn. I will not teach you what the answer. I will teach you how to answer. How to answer is very important. What to answer is not important. Truncate is much faster than delete. Why truncate is faster than delete? I am giving one question. I will discuss one question in a few minutes. One more scenario-based question I will discuss. First, understand why truncate is faster than delete. If you know that, let's give an example. This example I give every time whenever I discuss this topic. Suppose Vishal is here, okay, and I have $100 in my wallet. Take an example. I am discussing the concept why, yes, why truncate is faster than delete. Right? I'm discussing this answer. We know that delete is a DML operation. We all know that. Question is why truncate is faster than delete. Let's see this example. Vishal contains $100, right? Suppose Abhishek is my friend. Abhishek came and Abhishek stole my $100 from my wallet. Right? Abhishek has two options. What Abhishek can do? Abhishek can go and hide this $100 somewhere. Right? And he just thought when Vishal will forget or Vishal go from here, I will use this $100 to anything, whatever I want. Maybe. Second option, Abhishek can go to the market. He use this $100 and suppose buy pizza, right? Movie, ice cream, popcorn, what you want. He spent this $100 right away. Only two options. Agree, everyone? There is no other option. Abhishek will hide it somewhere, or Abhishek go and spend all the money. It was when Vishal knew about it, that okay, Abhishek took my money. What I can say, Abhishek give my money. If Abhishek is hide it somewhere, Abhishek can say, okay, yes, Vishal, I hide it somewhere. Let's take the money from my, suppose I took it somewhere on the garage or somewhere in the car, parking, whatever. Abhishek return my money back to me. Here, in this option, if Vishal say that Abhishek, you took my money, give me back. Abhishek say, Vishal, yes, I took your money, but sorry, man, it all is spent. I went for a movie, I ate pizza, right? I go for ice cream, all money gone. I can't do anything. This is truncate. This is delete. Delete is DML operation. DML operation means it always completed by commit or rollback. Commit or rollback. We all know the basic concept we learned studied in the class. Commit means permanent save into the system. permanent save. And commit means rollback means we can revert it back. Simple. From where you revert it back? Think about it. If I say delete from table where ID is equal to 100, data deleted, and I thought, okay, I did mistake. I do a rollback and data will be reverted back into the table as it is. From where data will maybe definitely data will be somewhere. From that place it will be rolled back. So when we delete the data or insert the data or update the data, any DML operation we are doing, that DML operation must be performed completely after commit and rollback. That must be performed after commit and rollback. So when we do delete, Oracle will store the data into redo log files. Store the data into redo log file, so that when if user want it again and user run this rollback operation, the data reverted back from redo log file. So this is what happening with Abhishek. Abhishek hide it $100. When Vishal wants, give him $100. Abhishek go to the redo log file and take all money back to Vishal, because data, that money exists into the redo log file. But in case of truncate, there is no commit rollback, auto commit, there is no redo log file, all data gone. So you cannot, because, and here in this scenario, right, he has to do extra work. When suppose, for example, I am deleting 500 rows. You are thinking you are deleting 500 rows, but actually internally what is happening, Oracle will write this 500 insert into redo log and one delete. 501 operation is performing here. In case of truncate, the log insert. Only one operation. Simple truncate, all on. Nothing in between. No rule redo log files. It will take time. So why truncate is faster? Because in case of truncate, there is no redo log file concept. In case of truncate, there is no commit and rollback. So there is no midway, there is no mid path. Data gone means gone and it's auto committed. But in case of delete, go and store into the redo log file. So if user want, they can revert it back from there. So that's why database has to do extra work. He has to write everything into redo log file. And then when you make it commit, then data will be erased from redo log file. So that's why delete will take time and truncate is faster than delete. So you all agree? Any confusion in this answer? And this is how we have to answer. Take a copy and pen. At the time of interview, just explain. Suppose you have a kid, right? Or suppose anything, you have a friend. Explain the answer what I am explaining. That suppose I have $100. My friend take my $100 from my pocket. Explain with example. When you explain with example, you actually achieve two things together. First, the most important thing, you kill the time. Because interviewer and you are not friend. You have to kill his 50 minutes. First 5 minutes, tell me about yourself. Last 5 minutes, do you have any question? In between 50 minutes, you have to kill his time. This is what your motto should be. Right? You are not there, oh, sir, how are you, man? Let's come for a coffee and we'll meet together. Let's exchange our WhatsApp numbers. You can send me good morning message. I will send you good night message. It never happened. Right? You are there, you just met somewhere for an interview, technical discussion, and your whole motto will be that you have to lead your own interview. How to kill the time? This answer. Sometimes people are asking why rollback is not working with truncate. Because truncate is a DDL operation. I can't do simple operation. We can't do that. It will not work. Now let's see one more scenario-based question, everyone. This question is very common. Almost everywhere.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, Santi.
Hello. Can I ask?
Yes, Santi.
So, how to retrieve the information from redo log file
You cannot
after
do.
deleting the rows?
You cannot
flashback
read
query?
Santi, you cannot read the file.
No. How to retrieve if once the rollback is there? Then how can we get back that data? Is it flashback query is used or something like that?
No. If you do rollback will automatically take the data from redo log file to main system. Flashback comes into the picture. Flashback comes from, I think, Oracle 11G or 12C. I'm not clear. Flashback comes into the picture when most of the time, as a developer, you never have access. Flashback, and never tell to any interviewer that I can do flashback. Please don't tell. If you're telling like this,
DBA will do the flashback.
Yes, Santi, yes. Flashback comes
Sir,
into the
but
concept.
I'm not
Santi,
clear
please
about.
बोलो.
Sorry to take a it's more time. Actually, I don't understand ki because in the sequence, means I don't want to go in deeper, but you said ki deleted information can retrieve with the help of redo logs information. So, which command through which we will
Rollback.
retrieve that?
Rollback.
Roll.
Simple rollback. 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 That's it. Just you can do one thing, Santi. Go to the table today, create a table,
Hmm.
insert a data, delete a data.
Hmm.
Once you delete a data,
Hmm.
just go to the table, select a star from table. You can
Okay,
see data
just a
gone.
command again. I have to fire the after delete. I have to again fire the rollback command. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Simple. This is the that's okay. Let me repeat it again. This is the concept of commit and rollback. Every DML operation must be completed with commit and rollback. That I explained in study as well. Commit
Yes.
means
Yes.
permanently save into the system. Rollback means revert back. If you don't do these two commands, your DML is just your session specific in the session you are doing. When you start study, my first question will be for all the people who have less than 2 year experience is that one user is inserted data into a table, another user cannot see the data. Why? Because this user insert the data. Insert means DML, and once you insert the data, he must have to do commit. If you don't fire commit command, it means data will not visible to the other user. This is the concept of commit and rollback. Okay.
Yes.
Let's come to the next question. Let's come to the next question. Okay. Next question will be for everyone for the interviewer for delete and truncate data. Again, see this concept. My table contains my table contains 10 million records. See this question. This question is most popular scenario-based question comes into the interview. I am telling you one thing to everyone.
How to reset high watermark?
Sorry, are you saying something?
Yeah, how to reset high watermark?
I will let him, Rakesh. Let's when Rakesh, I think in your batch I explained this one. Can you read your notes, Rakesh? You have in the notes everything. Okay, please read your notes. If you
Okay.
can't find, then ping me back. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say this. My table contains 10 million records. Okay, and I have to delete 5 million. How to do that? One thing I want to tell you everyone, right? There is a recipe when you're doing something. When you suppose and go and cook your food, right? It never happen. Suppose it never happened that without putting your oil or ghee, whatever, right? You can just put your vegetable first, and then you put your oil and ghee, and then you put your whatever stuff you are putting to make that vegetable, right? There is a process. So when you prepare for interview, go with a process, step by step process, right? First, understand what is this concept of delete and truncate is. What is the concept of commit and rollback is. High watermark answer, what we explain you, is just to make the interviewer know that how to kill his time. When the question comes on performance tuning, explain plan, all these things, I will let you know that when my query will take time, how my computer stats will working. When I run my computer stats, the computer stats itself will not help you to reset your SWM, but I will discuss that topic. When I discuss today, people will go and memorize it. I don't want anyone to memorize. When you go for answer, I'm telling you one more very basic thing to everyone, right? When you go for interview, any interview, when you go for interview, right? And suppose interviewer asks you any question, any random XYZ question, interviewer will ask you, and you thought that we shall never discuss this question in the interview, in the our session, or maybe you never find this question any time on any website or Google or Udemy from where you are preparing. I never find this question. So remember one I'm telling you, this is the very basic concept. When you find any such question which we never discuss or you never find anywhere on the Google or any PDF document where you're preparing, always go for base concept because base concept never change. All scenario based question based on base concept only. So focus on concept, how to answer the question. If any question comes from here, and go step by step. Never use a random thing. And please stop reading from top 50 interview questions, top 100 interview questions, top 20 interview question from website. Whoever is preparing from here, I can give you guarantee you never get selected. Never. Never in red and bold. Never. If anybody got selected from a PDF file, just let me know. That Vishal, somebody is preparing from a PDF file, top 15 interview question, he got selected. He never got selected. Interviewer is not fool. When you start answering, he knew about it, that you are coming from Google. He asked one question, just make a twist, and he knew about it. Yes, this person knows nothing, and you are not selected. Focus on concept, because concept is the actual knowledge. That you need at the time of interview as well at the time of working. Okay, let's see this question. My table contains 10 million records. I have to delete 5 million. How to do that? Some people can think that Vishal, this question related to the performance tuning, or this question related to anything, any other concept you can think. This question is totally a concept of delete and truncate. Delete and truncate as a topic. Remember, whenever we discuss any topic, whenever I discuss any topic in session, right, we discuss about all permutation and combination that can be possibly asked from that topic and all the concept. If you focus this question, I want to delete 10 million record and I have to delete 5 million. How to do that? Interviewer just want to let you know, just want to check you that what is your knowledge, how much you think about it, the concept. See this here. I want to delete data. How we have to answer interview? How can we delete data? We have only two options. Either we can truncate or we can delete. Agree anyone? Anybody, any confusion in this? Either we can truncate or we can delete. That's it. There is no other way that you can delete data from a table. No other way. Either you can truncate the data, truncate that table, data gone, or you can delete the table. That's it. Delete the data. That's it. You have to answer to the interviewer. Number one, sir, I cannot truncate. I cannot truncate because once we truncate has no where condition, the all 10 million record will be gone. But I have to save 5 million. I have to delete only 5 million record. I have to save 5 million. So truncate is not an option. It will not work here. Number two, delete. Sir, I cannot delete. The reason, if I want to delete a 5 million record from a table, you know what is happening? My database will hang because it go and start inserting data into redo log file. Your delete is a DML statement. DML statement means insert data into redo log file, because it may be possible after deleting you can make a rollback and you want your data back. So you have to make, so if you try to delete 5 million record, your database will going hung because it will go and start inserting this 5 million record into redo log file into a temporary memory. If you have as such memory available, then only you are able to insert it. Otherwise, what happens? If somebody has a in the company where you're working, if you have a test environment, right, just try to delete a record. Just try to write a statement, delete from a table, any statement where table contains 5 million or 10 million records. Create a sample table, right, and try to delete this record. You can see that your database will never come back. It may take 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 24 hours. Maybe your session will be blocked. I don't know. I don't know what is happening, but your delete will not work, never. That's why this become an interview question. Because interviewer just want to test that can you give answers or a delete a record. Because it means you never work on high volume of data. If you start giving any interview in a banking domain, right, banking companies, any banking domain project, they will always start with the question that my table contains billions of record. They never even talk about million. They always talk about billions of record. All the concept of billion. So Nihar, I don't know why you joining after 1 hour. The session is almost 1 hour completed. I don't know why you joined, but it's okay.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Sorry, Vishal. Actually, I joined late. I'm in Ireland and I was confused about time zone. Sorry.
So question is my table. Yes, that's okay. That's okay, Nihar. Okay. So
Excuse
let's see
me,
this
sir.
concept here, right? The question is, yes, Santi.
So we can use a truncate here now by using a separating the whichever
Santi.
table we want to
Santi.
take.
Santi, you already take sessions, right, of this topic. So
Okay,
if you have any
sorry.
confusion, you can ping me back, right, Santi, right? So let me discuss the question. If you have any confusion, you can ping me back 1-to-1. I am available 24 by
Okay,
7,
okay,
Santi.
okay.
Any
Thank
time
you,
I'm
sir.
available. Whenever you want, you can ping me. But let's see this question. How to answer this question, right, interviewer? Interviewer want to test that I want to delete a record, right? If you say, by mistake, if you say that I want to delete a record, you are gone right away. Because it means you never deal with high volume of data. You cannot fire delete statement. This question, the question we're discussing, this question is very common now. When I start discussing this question in last 6 months in my batches, right, this particular question I find it called in a Facebook, Ola, Amazon. These companies are asking these questions. Now this question is very common asking. They're preparing for some other company, they're preparing from other websites. They got this type of question. So when they know the answer, they will test their answer with you people when you go for interview. Human nature. Human nature. If I know something, I will test. Okay, that do you know that or not? Now this question become very common. So if you say delete, it means you never work on any high volume data. So you have to answer the interviewer, sir, I cannot do truncate, because if I do truncate, my all data will be gone, which is not allowed, because I have to delete only 5 million. I have to save 5 million. Number two, I cannot delete here, because if I deleting 5 million rows from a table will definitely hang the database. It will stuck and I don't know when come back, because delete is a DML operation. If I try to delete 5 million records, all 5 million records will be inserted into redo log file. And it will take a lot of time to write everything into redo log file and then delete. So this option will not work. Then what you have to do? See this here. How to delete this record? This question very common. Number one, I have to go step. I will create one temporary table. Create temp table. Suppose this table, my table contains A. My temp table, temp underscore A, as select star from A, where condition to save my 5 millions. I will create one temporary table first. Because I have my table contains 10 million. I have to delete 5 million, mean I have to save 5 million record. So which 5 million I want to save? First create a table. Create table is a DDL command, very fast. Create table name as select star from the main table with where condition to save my 5 millions. My 5 million records which I want to save, that record comes to the temporary table. Now my record save my 5 million record. Command number now all my required record. Now all the required, this basically required required 5 million is saved here, temporary table. Now number two, now just go and truncate table A. Because now the record what you want to save, that record already come into this temp underscore A table. When temp underscore A table contains the required record is coming here, this table contains 5 million which I want to save. Then next step, go and truncate this table. I don't need this table now. I don't need data here because my data already stored here. That's it. Done. Truncate the main table, truncate table A. This will done in a few seconds because the DDL operation very fast. Now in our main application table here, table A is empty. And my required data in temp underscore A. Till here, any confusion, anybody? I'm just stopping for a second. Ask me doubt. Ask me doubt. If anyone, any confusion here in this concept, ask me doubt till here. Yes, Nihar, tell me.
Yes, recently we did same thing in our project. Only a limitation here is that if your table contain the constraint, the definitions of table, constraint, indexes, partitions of partition, CTAS will not going to do that. So
yes, that is very important question when I discuss constraint and all, because we are discussing just create table, alter, modify, add, and today we are discussing delete and truncate. When I reach constraint, I will let you know. That question is very good question. I will discuss that particular concept. Okay, so here I hope you all understand it. This table is empty now, and my required data is here. Now I have two options. My option number here is, my next option is either rather than truncating, I can drop this table itself and rename this temp underscore A to A. Because my temp underscore A contains 5 million record which I needed. So why temp underscore A, just rename this table to A. That's it. One option. Second option is insert all data insert all data from temp underscore a table to a table directly. Only two options I have. Because now my data is deleted, sir. Data deleted is done, operation done here. It is very quick. I just save my data into temporary table and then main table truncated. That's it. My data gone. My work done. Now my challenge is my application table become empty. So either I have to insert data from my temporary table to the main table, one option, or I can just rename that temporary table to the main table. But this is what you have to answer to the interview. This rename operation should not perform, because once you rename the table, means drop that main table, rename the table, what happened? All the procedures, functions, packages, all the database object where this table will be used, they all object become uncompiled because the table not exist into the database. So after making this table again temp A to A, we have to go and compile the all database object one more time. Extra work we have to do. So we have to don't follow this particular scenario. It's better to follow this scenario, insert all data from temp A to A table. If there is many things when we discuss about indexes and all, if there are index on this table, we just disable all the indexes. I will discuss when I discuss index and everything. But this is the scenario, we can delete data from this table to that table. I hope you all understand it till here. Any confusion, anyone? Okay, that's good. I'm expecting you all are good. So my first 4-5 lectures will be a little bit faster, but still my notes are there to help, and I am here to one-to-one. When after 4-5 lectures, when only the people who are actually interested in the session and they will continue, right? We'll create a separate batch, right? My speed will be slower. You will communicate one by one and things will be easy, because the only thing what I want is that you all can get success. And I'm telling you, there are so many people, right? Even in this batch, in this classes what we're joining, what Rakesh just asked a question, Santi asked a question. These people are from my previous batches. They just joined. You can ask them all. You can ask in the group. Most of the people get benefited, and the success of benefit is just your hard work. Nothing will help. You have to know that what you need to learn, rather than open a whole book and try to reading from page number 1 to page number 500. It will not help, because you are not here to PhD in the database. You just have to get a job, and actual learning comes from project. You never learn from a book. You never learn from any website. You never learn from YouTube. You never learn from Udemy. Never. You can just crack an interview. And actual learning comes from project when you start working. So first step is focus to cracking interviews. Once you go there, you will learn automatically. Automatically. Everyone can do. Okay. Let's start a concept. I'm trying to make concept of primary key and unique key. Right? There are many type of key: primary key, unique key, surrogate key, candidate key, super key. And some people get confused. I saw so many questions coming in the group, WhatsApp group. Sir, what is unique key? What is surrogate key? What is foreign key? What is candidate key? What is super key? Never get confused. When I'm talking about key, key means what? Key means which can open the lock. Simple. And this answer is based for each and every key, whatever name somebody can give you: natural key, unique key, primary key, foreign key, surrogate key, what you can call super key, candidate key, anything they can ask. Key means key which can open the lock. It means key which is used to uniquely identify the data. Key means key which is used to uniquely identify the data. Some people who are the experienced people in this batch, maybe 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, they thought, okay, this topic is very easy. We all know that unique key and primary key. I just want to request them, be in the session. You definitely learn something new. Definitely learn. But yes, I will never skip the topics. I will go one by one. So I will explain definitely what is primary key. And then I will let you know what type of questions coming here, the tricky questions. What is primary key? Maybe for a 2-year experienced person. But how to use primary key? Why a table contains only one primary key? Why not 2 primary key? And all experienced people, just wait for this answer, and I will ask you, if you know the answer, I will ask you, why my table cannot contain 2 primary key? And can I create 2 primary key? This is the question. Once you go for interview and you are expecting that your salary is 8 lakhs and you are expecting 20 lakhs, you have to understand these concepts. And then somebody can give you 20 lakhs, right? It's not like that you know what is primary key. And I'm telling you one thing. If you're not working as an architect, you never get a chance in your project that you will go and create a table itself. The create table, we are learning the first thing. When starting SQL, we learn create table as a first thing. And if you are very lucky, maybe very lucky, then maybe after 15, 16 years of experience in IT, maybe, I'm not sure, I'm just writing maybe you get a chance to create a table in your database, production database, maybe. Production. I'm not talking about your development. Whatever you want, you can do in your test environment. Nobody will stop you. Maybe there is no guarantee. Even up from here, 15 to 16 years of experience. If you still work, you are a good resource. So maybe you get a chance to create a table. Otherwise, you never get a chance to create a table in a production environment. But these are the base thing. We learn first thing about create table, and you are not going. What do you think? Do you ever go to decide what is primary key? Never. At least for 15, 16 years, you never. Because this is the work of the architects. Architects define, they decide. But this question comes in interview because they just want to test that do you know the concept or not. Right? So focus on concept. Right?
Excuse me, sir. Architect design the database?
Architect design everything. They design the business. They work with the business people. You know what a business with a stakeholder who actually invest the money. Suppose you are working somewhere on some system, right? Who pays your salary? Somebody, the investors, the stakeholders who pays for your salary, right? So they will decide what they want to make. And there are people in the business analyst, the architect, the business, the client, they will decide everything and just let you know in a Jira ticket. That there is a Jira ticket, Jira number 1, 2, 3, 4, assigned to Santi. Santi work on this. Because they decided it. And you have to work on this. Right? So this is the concept, the IT industry going on. Because who are you? You are just a developer. You learn something how to create a table. It doesn't mean that I will give you to create a table in production. I never. So understand the concept and try to crack. When you go to real-time work, you can see how real actually working going on. So focus on cracking interviews.
Hello, sir. Architect do, hello?
Yes, Santi.
Architect will take a whole responsibility of database server.
अरे क्या लेना देना शांति उससे तुम्हें क्या मतलब फोन क्या
Sorry,
करता है
I just want to know the role of the architect.
How much experience do you have, Santi?
I don't have much experience, but I am planning to form my own company. So that's why planning to handle the database server of other company. So that's why I'm asking the question.
Okay, so Santi, you can ping. Santi, you can ping me personally. We can talk. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Thank you.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so understand the concept of key. Key means key which can open the lock. Means which is used to uniquely identify the data. The sign will be correct for any key. Candidate key, super key, primary key, unique key, surrogate key, any key. Key which can open the lock, which is uniquely identify the data. Right? When talking about primary key, let's first interview question is primary key, unique key. I hope you all know that, but still, let's go with it. Composite primary key. There are many questions coming here. Never get confused. I give this example. I think I'm giving this example to whenever I discuss primary key, unique key. Suppose there is a guy named Vishal. Vishal is a very common name. Very common. You can find this name in each and every class. There is 3 Vishal in a class, for example. Right? The teacher come into the, listen the example. The teacher come into the class, say that Vishal scored 50 out of 50. Right? There are 3 Vishal and teacher just say Vishal scored 50 out of 50. You don't know who Vishal is because the teacher's statement is Vishal scored 50 out of 50. It actually leads to the 3 students. You don't know which actual who is the person who scored 50 out of 50. You don't know that. You don't know this concept because this is the because what is this? You are not able to uniquely identify the data. Uniquely identify the child who scored 50 out of 50. Because teacher just say Vishal scored 50 out of 50. Who is Vishal? You don't know. If suppose teacher said, if suppose teacher said that, roll number 34, Vishal, scored 50 out of 50. Even teacher does not need to say Vishal here. He just have to say roll number 34 scored 50 out of 50. You know roll number 34 is Vishal Jaiswal. This guy scored 50 out of 50. Because roll number 34 is a unique number who can identify this is Vishal Jaiswal. Agree everyone? When in the school, suppose there are three Vishal Jaiswal, for example, but every Vishal Jaiswal is their own roll number. It will never possible that roll number will be shared by two students in the class. It never happen. The roll number is something which used to uniquely identify the data. That is primary key. Which used to uniquely, means key, forget about primary key. Key, who used to uniquely identify the data, is called the concept of key. So roll number 34 uniquely identify the data. He does not need to know who is the name. Suppose same teacher go to the principal office and say to the principal that principal, in my class, roll number 34 is scored 50 out of 50 and we have to give him a prize because that paper was very tough and no one can score such marks, but that student is very bright. He scored 50 out of 50. We have to give him a prize. Principal is agreed. Principal announces from her office, okay, roll number 34, please come to my office. I want to give you a prize. Think what happened. If in the school there are 10 classes going on, every class contains roll number 34. There are 10 students come to the principal office and say, give me the prize, because you just announces roll number 34, come to my cabin, I will give you a prize. You know what is happening? Few minutes before, when in the class, teacher told roll number 34, it uniquely identified the child, working as a key, primary key, whatever you can say. But when the same statement is given by the principal, that roll number 34, come to my cabin, I will give you a prize, that is not uniquely identified. 10 students go to the class. So what happened? Principal should rephrase her words and say, roll number 34, grade 6. Roll number 34, grade 6. Please come to my cabin, I will give you a prize. What happened? There are two things who used to uniquely identify the child. That is called composite primary key. Whenever more than one column used to uniquely identify the data, composite primary key. If only one column uniquely identify the data, primary key. Are you getting the concept? Suppose here itself, the teacher, the principal go to the district magistrate of this particular city and say, district magistrate, in our school, there is a student in grade 6, his roll number 34, and he scored 50 out of 50 in Olympiad. We have to give him a prize, right? And the district magistrate agrees, okay, let's give him a prize on this 26th of January, right? He announces that grade 6, roll number 34, please come to my office, I will give you a prize. In the district magistrate is for the whole city. In that city, there are 100 schools going on. Every school contains grade 6 and roll number 34. 100 students come and ask the prize to the district magistrate because he just announces, as the principal said, roll number 34, grade 6. This will work as a composite primary key here, but it's not working here. So the district magistrate will add one more keyword. Grade 6, roll number 34, Kendriya Vidyalaya. Please come to my office, I will give you a prize. 3 columns. Composite primary key. Then more than one, it's not only 2 columns, anything more than one. Composite primary key, which is used to uniquely identify the data, is called composite primary key. Very simple concept. Used to uniquely identify the data. Even talking about unique key, let's see this here. Unique key is the same. Key is same. Uniquely identify the data. Nothing different. Nothing different. Let's see the one example first, then I will go into more in detail. Let's suppose I'm creating a table. Create table, I'm suppose creating EMP info. I'm writing here suppose ID, number. I'm writing a primary key. When I write here primary key, this ID become a primary key. Uniquely identify the data. The basic concept of the primary key is, let me create first. Suppose ename, to 20, comma, so we make is a department ID number. Number, I write here unique. When I write unique, it becomes unique key. Let me create it here. Oh, session expired. Give me a second. See. This is sometimes happen with the free things. A table created. When the table created, what is happening? Primary key means uniquely identify the data. It cannot contain null. It required. You cannot leave this blank. Simple example. Understand the example I give roll number. It is not possible in a class there is a student without a roll number. It's not possible. Never. Every student come to the class, they must assign a roll number to that student. Right? The primary key is unique. It's not null. It's required. Never duplicate and use for uniquely identify the data. A table can contain only one primary key. Let me first, I will come to that concept. Let's insert into EMP info. Values, see here I'm inserting, suppose employee ID 1, name inserting anything, inserting Vishal, department, suppose I'm inserting 10. Data inserted. One row inserted. That's it. Select star from EMP info. You can see data inserted into table. Same thing, I'm going to insert it again. For example, here see, I'm adding here 20. I'm insert the data again. What is happening? It gives me error. Unique constant violation. I will let you know what the constant is. For a time being, just forget about constant word. Unique constant violation. So violation means some rule violation. Some rule will be break. Constant means a rule. Violation means something break. Why break? One is already inserted into the table. If you see this here, I created a primary key in this particular column. ID column is a primary key column. I already inserted one, so you cannot insert one again because it gives error. Data already exists. Primary keys never duplicate. Not null. You cannot insert null here. If I try to insert null, see it here. Cannot insert null. This is a speciality of a primary key, that you cannot insert null value into a primary key. It never duplicate. It's required. It's not null. Same thing happening here. If I make it 2, data inserted.
Hello, Vishal.
Vishal sir.
Hello, Vishal. Yes, even I can't also hear
Yeah,
your
I
voice.
guess there is some technical issue, so Vishal will connect soon.
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Now are you? Hello.
Yes,
Are you
yes, yes.
audible, sir?
You all able to listen now?
Yeah, Vishal, but lagging.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, give me 1 minute. Let's wait a minute. Let's give me 1 minute. Maybe it should come automatically. Okay, so is it okay now, everyone?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see this concept. I'm trying to insert a record again. Insert into employee info 2. You can see data inserted now. Because there is no problem, all data is unique. 1 and 2 data is gone. Suppose same thing, I'm trying to insert it here. Control C, Control V. I'm writing insert in new employee ID 3, but insert the same data 20 as a unique. I make this department ID as a unique. I make this department ID as a unique. So I try to insert it here. It gives error. Unique constant violation. Same thing. Unique, any key is a key. Key which is used to uniquely identify the data. Key which is used to uniquely identify the data. So I try to insert 20 here. It gives me error that the 20 already exists into the table. See this here. 20 already exists in the table. You cannot insert 20. If you make it 30, data will be inserted as it is. No problem at all. Then what is the difference between primary key and unique key? First difference. This question is very common. Understand it. First difference is the primary key, unique key. Let me drop this table for a minute. Drop table EMP info. First difference. I cannot create two primary key. See this here. Primary key, I try to make two primary key, it gives me error. Table can have only one primary key. But if I make it unique, that is allowed. A table contains more than one unique key. A table contains more than one unique key is possible. At the time of inserting data, I can insert null into unique key. Unique key allow null value. Even multiple null value. Let's see this here. See, ename is Vishal 111. Inserted. Select star MP info. You can see this concept. This become an interview question that you are saying that unique key is unique. Data cannot be duplicated. Data cannot be duplicated. Suppose here, if I try to insert this 30, Vishal, suppose I'm writing Vishal 30. See this here. This gives error. Why it gives error? Because I'm trying to insert, see this example here. Because I'm trying to insert Vishal into this employee name column. And this I already inserted Vishal here. It go and because a unique key. Every data should be uniquely identify the data. Data cannot be duplicated. But in case of null, we are able to insert one null, two null, three null, four null, as many null we want we can insert in. Why? Unique key allow null, because the reason is this become interview question. Because null is undefined and unknown. Null is undefined, unknown. We don't know the value of null. We don't know the value of null. Simple concept is null means nothing. Null and zero are two different things. Zero means zero. We know. Okay, let me tell you. What is 5 plus 3? Anybody can give me the. What is 5 plus 3?
8.
8. What is 5 minus 3?
2.
2. How do I know? How do you know 5 plus 3 is equal to 8? Because you know what is the face value of 5. You understand what is 5. So when you know what is 5, what is 3, you know the face value of 5. 5 means 5, 3 means 3. You merge them together, become 8. Because you know what is 5. 5 minus 3. You know 5 means this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. When I make minus, means these 3 gone. 1 and 2. This is 2. We know the face value of 5. We know the face value of 3. So 5 plus 3 become 8. You can see this. Select 5 plus 3 from dual. It will tell you 8. Because I know what is the face value of 5. What is the face value of 3. When I make 5 plus null, it become null. Because I don't know what is null. Null is undefined, unknown. We don't know this value of null. We have no idea what is null. Null is undefined, unknown. We don't know the value, so we'll always give you null. Null is allowed in unique key. Why null is allowed in unique key? Because when it try to insert null again second time, it will go and check, is there null exist? This null I cannot compare with this null, because null and null equal to null is not true. Because I cannot compare, I don't know what is null. 5 plus 5, I know that it's true because I know what is 5. 5 plus 3 is equal to false because I know what is 5, I know what is 3. Null is not equal to null. That is also a false statement. We don't know what is null. If I don't know null, we cannot compare null. If I don't know null, I cannot compare null. Null equal to null is a false statement. Null is not equal to null is also a false statement. So I hope you all understand it. So when I try to insert null it again, it go and try to check, just like here, I'm trying to insert Vishal. It go and check, is it Vishal exist? Yes, Vishal exists. So I cannot insert Vishal again, sorry. Because Vishal already exists. It compare the value and find, okay, Vishal exists, I cannot insert it. But in case of null, you may try to compare the data in null. It say, okay, hello, I cannot compare null. I don't know what is null. So every null considered as a unique value. For every null, database considered that null is unique. We cannot compare one null to other null. We cannot do that. So we cannot compare it. This is why null is unique value. So we can consider as many null as possible into unique key. There are two differences between primary key and unique key when question comes. Primary key and unique key is almost same. Both are same. See an example. Suppose you are driving a car. Think an example. Or just take an example, not driving a car. Take an example. Your car will be stolen. Your car is stolen from somewhere, right? Once the car will be stolen, then what happen? What the first thing thief will do? They will take your number plate out. Because number plate is something which used to uniquely identify this car belongs to some person, suppose Vishal. Thief will change the number plate, take the car somewhere, but after some days, you receive a call from the police station that we recovered your call, we recovered your car, please come and take your car back from here. How do they know? The thief already took your car, that number plate of your car and throw it somewhere. And number plate is something which is uniquely identified. How I'm saying? For example, suppose you're driving, right? And you jump a red light. You are driving a car and you jump a red light. This is a red light. You jump this red light. Nobody is here. You successfully jump and go to your home. After some day, you receive a letter from DMV, or in India, you can call it the RTO office. You receive a letter from DMV or RTO that with your photo, with your car, will jump this red light on this area. Please pay the fine of 1,000 rupees or whatever. How do they know? Because when the camera captures your car number, suppose UP52 1234. This car is belong to Vishal, who is living on this address, whatever the address is. We know that. DMV know that. So this car number is uniquely identified. It is not possible that you can find two different cars with the same number. It is not possible. Never. Because car number plate is uniquely identify your car. Car number plate is uniquely identify your car. Where exactly your car is. This is your car number plate which is doing. I hope you all understand it, right? This is happening. Is it happening to all of you? Okay. Are you getting my what I'm trying to explain? Are you getting this right? When we jump the red light, the DMV officer will know from your car number, because suppose this car number will shared by some person in UP, some person in MP, some person in suppose wherever Delhi. So it is not possible UP guy will jump the car and the notice will send to the Delhi guy. No? It is not possible, right? Because this car number is unique for the one person. One person, the car number will be unique. Uniquely identify that guy who actually drove this car. And this car belonged to this person. Uniquely identify the data. Because that car number will be uniquely identified. But suppose the car will be not only car number. Here, when the car will be stolen, your engine number will be unique. Your chassis number is unique. In US, we are driving a car, it's called a VIN number. Is unique. Which can uniquely identify your car. It just as a developer, at the time RTO office think that we can decide this number as a primary key, this number as a unique key. So there in a table, there are multiple unique key possible, but there is only one primary key. So then it's become an interview question again. If I have two columns in a table, how do we decide that which column is a primary key, which column is a unique key? See this interview question. If I have two columns, both are used to uniquely identify the data. Think about it. In a table, I have two columns and both are used to uniquely identify the data. So how can you decide who is primary key, who is unique key? How do you know? How can you decide it? How to answer this question? You have to answer this question that and understand the data. You have to answer, we can understand the data. Without table column contains data. If any one of these values, listen my answer. If any one of these columns, suppose column A, column B, any one of these columns can possibly contains null value. There is any possibility that any one of them can possibly contains null value in the future, I will make that column as a unique key, other as a primary key, because unique key contains null. Primary key does not contains null. So if any one of them can possibly contains null value, I will make that column as a unique key, other column as a primary key. Interviewer will tell you no, both will not come as a null. Both will definitely not come as a null, that is sure. Then I will check what is the data type. Is there any number data? Number data type means if any column contains numbers, if there are numbers, I will consider number as a primary key. Why? I will discuss when I discuss indexing. I will let you know, right, this particular answer. But here, just to understand it, that if there is any number columns is coming, then I will consider that number column as a primary key, other one as a unique key. Then interviewer say both are numbers. If both are numbers, both does not contain null, then whatever you want, anyone you can consider as a primary key, anyone you can consider as unique key, does not matter at all. Does not matter. Very simple. Now see, there is another scenario-based question. Let's go to some scenario-based question. Let me create a table. I create a concept of composite primary key. What we learn about primary key? Primary key cannot contain null value. That's what we learn. Primary key means unique, required, not null, only one primary key. This is what we learn about primary key. Composite primary key, simple concept, more than one column. Let me create a composite primary key and see this scenario this question comes in the interview. Create table supplier. I'm creating a table. Say right. I'm writing a column, suppose supplier underscore ID. That is number. Okay. Suppose I can make it not null. Supplier underscore name. Right. Suppose make it varchar 250. Contact underscore name. Varchar 250. Created a table. The table contains 3 columns: supplier ID, supplier name, contact name. Right. Then after I create a composite primary key. I'm creating a what exactly constant is, I will let you know. So focus on question rather than syntax, because when we discuss constant, I will discuss everything. Constant, I'm creating suppose supplier underscore PK, constant name, primary key on 2 columns, supplier ID, comma supplier name. What does it mean? It means, let me create the table first. It means I created a table, supplier table. My table contains a composite primary key. It's a combination of more than one column. More than one column I created as a primary key. Means these 2 column combination used to uniquely identify the data. Simple. Interview question is, I have a table. My table contains 2 columns, supplier ID, supplier name. This is a composite primary key. Right? Both columns, they can make any table. I create table test. They will pick a table like this. Table test A, number, comma B, number, comma C, number. Composite primary key on A, comma B. Interview ask you like this. Interview question. Can I insert null into a part of composite primary key? Like here. Can I insert null into this supplier name? Like here. My interview question will be insert into supplier values. These questions are totally based on interview. Remember, working is totally different. Interview is totally different. Work anybody can do. Anyone can work. So few people ping me personally that Vishal, I'm working in a support project, or Vishal, I don't have much experience in development. Vishal, I don't have much experience this and that. Anyone can work. Focus on cracking interviews. As soon as you enter into the company, as per my experience, 90% of the time your team will be very good. They help each other a lot. And rest all what you want. Anyone can work. Anyone can work. Believe me. 2, null, suppose contact name Vishal. See this question. This is the interview question. My table is a primary key. Primary key on 2 columns. Primary key means uniquely identify the value. I know primary key is unique. I know primary key is required. I know primary key is not null. means this combination is a primary key. Column. Supplier as a column is not a primary key. This combination is a primary key. So the question is, can I insert null here? Supplier name column. Are you all getting my question? If you don't get your question, I'm repeating it again. In a composite primary key, can any part of that primary key contain null value? Is it possible? Answer will be no. Because primary key's definition is null not allowed. Once you come to my family, you have to follow my custom. Hope you all remember. Study at teach you all. Once you come to my family, you have to follow my custom. Supplier name is now become a part of a primary key family. And primary key family means you cannot contain null. Does not matter. Supplier name alone is not a primary key. No. Supplier name column is not a not null constant. No. But supplier name is a part of primary key. If you have become a part of a family, you have to follow the custom. So supplier name cannot contain null. Even a part of composite primary key, even it is not a not null constant, but you cannot contain null value because this is a part of a primary key, and concept of primary key is not null. Every key is a key which can open the lock. Every key is a key which will uniquely identify the data. Rest every key has some own concept. What is primary key? What is unique key? What is what you call candidate key? What is super key? I will discuss you all. What is surrogate key? Everything. But concept is same. Rest everything comes with their own what you can say, own characteristics. Like something is everywhere different. Like unique key allow more than one unique keys. Unique key allow null value. Primary key not allow. Something like that. This all welcome. Primary key. Can I ask a question? Few minutes before. Can I create a two primary keys? Definitely not. Definitely not. But how to mimic that? We can create a unique key with a not null constant. Because what's the difference between primary key and unique key? The difference between primary key and unique key is unique key allow null. That's it. That's it. And there is only one primary key. Unique key can be more than one. Question is, can I have a two primary key? Your answer will be no. You cannot have a two primary key. That's sure. But we can mimic that. How we can mimic that? How we can mimic that operation? Because once we create a primary key, we can create, suppose I can write it here. Create table test. ID. Number. Primary key. Comma. Name. Varchar 2. Primary key. If I try to make two primary key, it will give you error. Table can contain only one primary key. But if I make it here, unique, not null. What is happening? My both column will behave as a two primary key. Behavior is same. Unique key is equal to what? Sorry, primary key is equal to what? Unique key plus not null. That's it. If I make a unique key with not null constant, it start behaving like a primary key. So if somebody can ask a question that can my table contains two primary key, you know how to answer. How to answer is very important. What to answer is not important at all. You can got answer anywhere on the Google. But how to answer? You have to answer obviously no. But we should certainly mimic a second primary key by having either we can create an index or can make a one more unique key with not null. Because unique key plus not null constant is exactly behave like a primary key. Because primary key is basically equivalent to unique key not null. So we can effectively create more than one primary key if you needed. Not exactly primary key, but behave like a primary key. We can create as many unique key with not null. It means if I can have 4 columns with unique not null, it means 4 primary key will be created in the table. Got it? Internally, it behave like 2 primary key. Got the question? Now the question is, why? Why I cannot create 2 primary key? Who can give me the answer? People have 8 year, 10 year, 12 year experience. Anyone? Why? Why we cannot create 2 PK? Who can give me answer? Anyone? When interviewer asks this question for people more than 8-year experience or 10-year experience, or if you want your package is 8 lakhs and you want 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs, you have to more focused on concept.
Vishal sir.
Vishal, while we create one primary key automatically create one cluster index. So more than one cluster index we cannot create.
No. Come, I will discuss that concept again tomorrow in the next class, definitely for sure. But let's understand the question, right? We can make more than one cluster index. That's okay, but if you create a unique key, that also create cluster index, right?
Yes.
Let's
Vishal
understand.
sir, actually,
Yes, Neha.
I think a primary key having relationship with their child, with another table child.
No, who told you?
table.
Please, never give this answer. Please, never. From wherever you read this answer, please delete that URL from your browsing history. Please, those bogus websites lead a lot of negative information. You don't need a primary key for creating a relation. I will discuss when for foreign key concept. I will discuss this topic definitely, because most of the website claiming that primary key in one table relation to different table, it's called a primary key, foreign key. Relationships is not needed any boundary. It relations, right? Relation does not need a boundary. You don't need a primary key. Most of the website claiming that, please stop reading those websites. Okay, let's go to the question. Let me give this answer, right? Chances of asking this question is very less. Obviously very less. Why we cannot create two primary key? If that will ask, it always ask 8+ year experienced people. And if it is asking and you're able to give this answer, make a very good impact. And this question is basically focused for 8+ years. I'm truly speaking. Few minutes before, I gave an example to all of you for student and child. I gave an example that principal says, roll number 34, come to my cabin, I will give a prize, right? There are 10 students came. Because roll number 34, there are 10 classes going on. Every class contains roll number 34, the 10 students came. So principal use a keyword, grade 6, roll number 34, come to my cabin, I will give a prize. There is only one student will come. Because grade 6 and roll number 34, this combination used to uniquely identify the child. Agree everyone? So this is called composite primary key, or you can say primary key, which used to uniquely identify the data. Composite primary key is nothing. Just more than one column means composite. That's it. There's no different concept. Concept is same. More means composite. But here, if I principal just say grade 6, it is not possible that grade 6 alone can use to uniquely identify the data. Not possible. A principal can say only roll number 34. Again, we are not able to uniquely identify the data. The concept is called fully functional dependency. Anybody remember fully functional dependency? When you are doing your BTech, your engineering, whatever you did in your DBMS chapter, I think semester 5 or semester 6, you definitely fully functional dependency. Yeah, English badi shandar hai. Fully functional dependency. Do you know the concept fully functional dependency? What is fully functional dependency? Fully functional dependency is saying if column A, column B is used to identify column C, then it is not possible that column A can alone identify C or column B can alone identify C. It is not possible. Let me repeat it. The concept of fully functional dependency is primary key basically what? Primary key is an identity. Primary key is the identity to the row, and there is no two identities possible. If you remember your concept in your BTech or B, we learn the concept of normalization, second normal form. Second normal form, it is saying fully functional dependency. This question is totally for more than 8 year experience. Fully functional dependency is saying if A, B used to identify C, it is not possible that A can alone identify C or B can alone identify C. When you move to third normal form, what is happening? It must contains everything from second normal form. If you remember, do guys having 8+ years experience, the people who have less than 2, 3 or who are fresher, that's okay if you don't know. You don't need it. 8+ year experience. Have you ever heard this word fully functional dependency? Anyone? Anyone?
Yes, Vishal.
Heard this word fully functional dependency? Fully functional dependency. Yes. If A and B, see, this is the concept what we learn. Concept never change. Concept never change. Remember that concept never change. If A, B can use to identify that applicable everywhere. Suppose in starting I have the iPhone 6. In iPhone 6, whatever photos I clicked, the same photos are, even suppose iPhone 13 Pro have a very good camera, but the same photos are able to open here itself. Because backward compatibility is everywhere. Concept never change. The concept of pixels are never change. What is the pixel? You know, when you click a photo, what is the pixel? Pixel is the smallest unit when we're talking about photos, images, right? Pixel is the unit. Just like when you go to kilometers, miles, we learn I walk 2 miles, I walk 3 miles, is a unit. In case of picture, pixel is a unit for an image. That concept is so many evaluation going on from iPhone 6 to iPhone 13, but the concept never changed. The pixel behave like same. Same thing. If A can be able to identify C, it is not possible A alone can identify C or B alone can identify C. It is not possible at all. So now the answer, when we give, you can give your logic to the interviewer and say, you can certainly mimic that, the concept of creating 2 primary key by using the concept of unique key plus not null. But why we cannot do that? Because the concept of fully functional dependency is saying that if 2 columns used to identify C, it's not possible that A alone can do or B alone can do. It is not possible at all. Got it? Let's go to the one more scenario-based question into the interview. Let us the primary key itself. And that question is for everybody. I have a table. Let me create a table. Create table XYZ. I think 5 more minutes, everyone. XYZ. ID, let's finish primary key at least today. I don't want next class again primary key. ID number. My table created ID number. Can you give me a second, please? Let's see this concept. I have a table, contains XYZ is a table. ID, number. XYZ is a table, contains ID, number. In this, but everybody can able to see my screen, right? Everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, Vishal.
Right?
Yes.
In this table, I'm inserting some value. You can see this here. This interview question, insert into XYZ values. I'm inserting 1. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Inserting, sorry, 1, 2, 3, not 1, 1, 1. Same data. See this table. Everybody can see this table? I inserted few records in this table. All record contains the same thing. I can insert 3 records in a table. I inserted, oh, sorry, table not create. Sorry.
Yeah, table not created. Yeah. The table.
Oh, spelling is wrong.
Spelling is
wrong.
Yeah.
TABLE. Create table XYZ, ID, number. Table created. Table I inserted record 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Data inserted. Interview question. I have a table in production. Listen this question very carefully. This is the last question for today. Listen this question. I have a table in production which has duplicate data. This table contains duplicate data. Select a star from XYZ. You all can see duplicate data is here. My table contains duplicate data. I cannot delete duplicate. I cannot delete duplicate. And this is very much possible in every production environment. It is not possible that you can delete data. Nobody will allow you to delete duplicacy or allow you to delete record, because data is very sensitive. It is very, whenever you're working a live project, live environment, right, live scenario, we have to take a lot of approvals from client, from this and that, from the customers to delete a records. It's very tough. We never do delete operation normally. So we cannot, interviewer is saying that I cannot delete data because of my some business reasons. My business not allow me to delete any record. But somehow I want to prevent further duplicacy. forget what spelling mistake, duplicacy, C-A-C-Y, right? I think spelling is correct. I don't know. Okay. I want to prevent further duplication. Means I want next sometimes anybody can want to insert a record. I don't want to insert duplicate value. Are you getting my question? Let me repeat. This is the last question for today. I have a table, contains the ID column, and I want that ID column should have duplicate data, right? And I cannot delete duplicate, but I want to prevent further duplication. How to achieve that? Listen the answer. If you don't want to insert any duplicate data, only two things can help you. Either your table is a primary key or your table is unique key. Because the concept of primary unique key is only where you have to stop duplicacy. That's it. If you create a primary key means duplicate not allowed. If you create unique key means duplicate not allowed. In case of unique, it's okay, null is allowed, but it's okay, duplicate not allowed. So you can say, okay, sir, I can create a primary key. If this column is a primary key column, it means I cannot create a duplicate. I cannot insert duplicate data. But you know what happened? When I go and try to create a primary key, alter table name, add constraint, suppose pk underscore Vishal, constraint name primary key on ID column. On this table, let's add a primary key on this ID column. When we try to create a primary key in ID column, it fails. Why it failed? Because you want to create a primary key on ID column, and this ID column already contains duplicate value. The concept of primary key, the basic nature of a primary key is it cannot contain any duplicate data. It cannot. So you cannot create a primary, because when you create a primary key, you can see, okay, my table contains duplicate data, man. This table contains duplicate data. So when I create a primary key, it will stop. No, you cannot do that. It gives error. Because I try to creating a primary key, it go and validate all the records of this table and find, okay, this table, this column contains duplicacy. I cannot create a primary key. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. So how to do that? This question comes in interview. So it can achieve by deferrable no validate option. What is deferrable no validate? More we'll discuss about when I discuss foreign key. But understand this question here. We can just make a primary key deferrable no validate. What is deferrable no validate means? Deferrable, what I will discuss more in detail. No validate, understand, no validate means don't validate anything. Whatever I did in my past, please forgive me. From now onwards, from any future records, for any future things, I am very loyal to you. So don't validate any previous data. For now, I am loyal. Deferrable no validate. Table altered. Now you can see my table contains duplicate data. But if I try to insert again one, it gives me error. Unique constraint violation. Primary key start working. But it will not validate any old record. And do you all getting the concept? Understand this? What is deferrable? I will discuss more in detail when we discuss foreign key. Focus on no validate. Means don't validate any old things. Any old record, don't validate. For every new record, and so the question is asking in the interview that my table contains a duplicate data, right? But I don't want to delete a record because of some business reason, but I want to prevent any further duplication. So you can stop duplication only by creating a primary key or by creating a unique key. That's it. But in case of primary key or unique key, whatever happening when I try to create that, it will give me error. It will give me error. So what we can do is, we can make as a deferrable no validate. We can achieve this scenario by deferrable no validate. It will not validate any old record, but any new record, it will not allow to insert duplicate data. It start working as a primary key on this particular column. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. I will send you notes to everyone, and I will expect you all, whoever is interested, you can just let me know for the next session. We'll discuss the recording, right? I will send an email. I will send the notes. Whoever not received the notes, ping me on my WhatsApp, right? Will do. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abhishek. And thank you. Thanks all. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Vishal.
Thank you.
Thank you.